I can't afford it. How am I going to do it? There are huge groups of people approaching me. Don't go anywhere near ATMs. That is a great tip. But they do say that that is the real Jamaica. Ahoy! I've just come back from Jamaica and I had some problems. So I found solutions to the problems that I'm not going to tell you, so you won't have any problems. On it. Most of the ATMs are out of order. If you go to 10 ATMs, I'll guarantee 8 minimum are out of order, meaning that the only ones that are in order have massive long queues, takes an hour to get anywhere near them, and then when you get there, they run out of cash. Take loads of cash with you. Big bills are fine, Jamaican dollars, US dollars, no problem with change at all. Take loads of cash. Don't go anywhere near ATMs, it's a nightmare. There are so many tourists everywhere, spoiling the attractions, massive crowds of tourists everywhere. What to do? Cruise ships. There are websites and apps telling you which cruise ships are going to be in which ports on which days. They come in for a couple of days and they leave for a couple of days, then they come in for a couple of days, etc. Go to attractions when there is not a cruise ship in and you are sorted. Trust me, first thing in the morning, you'll have the place to yourself. That is a great tip. All the beaches are privatised, all these hotels and resorts keep popping up and schnaffling up all the beautiful coastline. This is an ongoing problem in Jamaica from what I can gather, but there are still some pretty beautiful public beaches that you can still sniff out. My personal recommendations are on the northeast side of the island in a place called Port Antonio. Just along from there, there's Winifred Beach, Boston Beach. I loved those beaches. I spent like 5 days just going back to the same beaches all the time because they were that beautiful. Alternatively, you've got Negril with 7 miles of public beach on the west coast, and then to cover you on the south coast, you've got Treasure Beach, which was probably my favourite area. That was gorgeous. So you can still sniff out the public beaches. They have honesty boxes when you arrive, which you just put in your voluntary contributions, and that goes towards cleaning up the beach at the end of the day, making it nice for the tourists. I want to go from A to B. The buses look terrifying. They're old rickety rust buckets that look like they're going to fall apart at any moment. I got quoted $200 US by a private driver to take me from here to here. How's that right? I can't afford it. How am I going to do it? Any vehicle in Jamaica with a red registration plate is called a route taxi. Those are for locals wanting to go from A to B, but they don't go a long way. You have to keep changing all the way along. So the journey that I said earlier that I got quoted $200 for along the top coast would probably take, instead of being driven there by one driver, a lot safely and a lot more comfort, etc, etc. For $200, you would probably have to catch 4 or 5 route taxis in segments, paying a couple of dollars each time. You just stand by the road, stick your thumb out, wave them down, you get in. It can be sometimes cramped, it can be pretty erratic driving. It's not for the faint-hearted, but they do say that that is the real Jamaica.
The real Jamaican style, you know?
And that's what I'm about. When in Rome, doing it like the locals do it, you know, immersing yourself in the culture. Okay, it's not popular with the tourists because it is kind of crazy, but you meet some real characters, and I got loads of respect. I was getting fist bumped all over. I was the only person that looked like me I saw doing it, and they loved it. And there was always some radio on with Bob Marley, and they were like asking me questions, and you know, they loved the fact that I was really just doing it like a local, even though I wasn't a local. So I highly recommend doing that at least once, and you'll save a fortune, because I cannot and probably will not for a long time be able to afford $200 to sit in a lovely leather seat, chauffeur driven around a tropical island when I can just pay a tenner. I don't feel safe. I want to leave my accommodation, it's in the evening, and I want to walk and have something to eat. But when I walk down the street, there are huge groups of people approaching me with really loud music. I find it a bit intimidating, and I'm not quite sure how to handle it. This happens to me a lot. Every day, numerous times a day, I was approached by huge amounts of people with crazy loud music going, and I felt intimidated and just basically did what I usually do, keep my head down and just walk straight through. Now, that was not appreciated. That was seen as disrespectful, and I learned quite fast that they're only interested and curious and want to say hello. So I actually got into more trouble by not saying hello. Once I started saying, "Hi fellas, how's it going? Nice music, man. Have a good evening. I'm off to get some chow, I'm off to get some jerk chicken." You know, that kind of stuff. They were like, "Yeah man, welcome, respect." And it was just like, the more you actually talk and come out of your shell, the more it's appreciated, and you end up having a laugh with them. So I wouldn't say they're all like that. Obviously, I can't speak on behalf of the entire island or parts of Kingston, which I swerved, but the places I went, the touristy places as well, you know, I thought they were just nice, curious people who Oh, and another thing is there's no language barrier, which is fantastic. So you can speak freely and they understand everything and vice versa. Their accent can be really strong, but it's funny. And yeah, just go with the flow and chill out, it'll be fine. I went to the shop and everything is mega expensive. I can't afford to eat. What do I do? Try and find things that are made in Jamaica and not imported. Now that might sound obvious, but it's not always very easy to find in the supermarkets. So look for the flag of Jamaica and look for the words of Jamaica. Sometimes they're on concession stands. They sell like banana chips. The guava jam on toast and butter is so nice and so cheap. That is incredibly nice. Anything like chips, banana chips, guava jam. Outside the supermarkets, you've then got the street food. Obviously, you've got jerk chicken galore. Hit the jerk chicken with rice and beans. It is superb and cost effective. And again, when in Rome, can't go wrong. I hope you found that helpful. Check out my channel for loads more Jamaica videos. I do some really cool James Bond location video. I loved it. I hope you like it too. Have a great time in Jamaica. Yeah, man.